Hey everyone, Tanner Bell here. Welcome back to the Makers Gonna Learn YouTube channel. In today's video, I am so excited because we are going to share with you not 5, not 10, but 20 different hacks to turn a Cricut beginner into a pro. The reason why I'm so excited about this video is traditionally it would take you months, if not years, to kind of learn these hacks on your own. But in one YouTube video, we're going to share with you 20 hacks that I always use on a daily or weekly basis that is going to help elevate your Cricut journey so much in such a short amount of time. I know you're going to find all 20 of these valuable, so go ahead, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new here. We would love to help you here at the Makers Gonna Learn channel master your Cricut machine. And if you're interested, check out our membership, first link down below. If you're excited, let's go ahead and jump right in to all 20 of these. And as you learn these, leave me some comments. Let me know which one you didn't know, which one's your favorite, and I'm so excited to share these with you. All right, my friends, if you've watched any of our videos here at the Makers Gonna Learn channel, number one is obvious to you. This is leaving your vinyl on the mat as you weed to allow the Cricut mat to be your third hand. Notice as I weed, it is extremely useful that the vinyl is still on the mat. This is one of my absolute favorite hacks that I think you all will find very usable when you're weeding. This has changed the game for so many Cricut users out there. I kind of developed the weeding on the mat hack many years ago, back before I think the Cricut Maker was even a machine. And we've been doing this for so long. So I think you all will enjoy it as well. And look at this. I mean, it helps you so much with your weeding. If I was trying to do this without the mat, you would not see it be too successful at all. So then you can come in and just continue weeding. You can see for these bigger images that the HTV kind of comes up sometimes just because you're applying so much pressure, but it is still very helpful. And that will depend also on your mat stickiness. So right here, you can just weed all of this up. It's very simple. And look at this, not having to worry about it moving around as you weed, just like so. And there you have it, my friends. After you weed, you can just peel this up and you're going to see that your image is all ready to go and you'll be able to press it down with that heat transfer vinyl. This same process would work if you're using vinyl or heat transfer vinyl when you discuss weeding on the mat. All right, my friends, hack number 2, you're going to want to have a t-shirt that you are going to press. I like to use the Easy Press mat underneath, and I have my Cricut Easy Press right here. Now, the question I get asked all the time, Tanner, how do I find the middle of my shirt? Let me share with you exactly what I do to find the middle of my shirt. So for the hack, you're going to take these right here. I like to line these up, and then you're going to be able to find the middle of the shirt. So I pick it up and just kind of let it flow. So I like to pick it up like this, shake it, and as long as these two are lined up, you can press it and lay it back down onto your mat. And I just like to stretch these out. And what we're going to do is we're going to create kind of like a pressing line. So we're going to create a line right here with our Easy Press to know the exact middle of the shirt. So just like so, you're going to take this and press. So I press this for roughly 5 to 10 seconds, and this just helps me know where the exact center is. So look right here. So there you have it. So now you can open this up, and you can see we have a very faint straight line going down here on the shirt. Now you may say, Tanner, how do I then line up and make sure my design is perfectly centered as well? So let me grab my design, and this is the one we just weeded. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to fold this together, and we're going to take the edge of both designs, so from the edges. So one point that I want you all to know, if you notice, the transfer is not cut evenly. So don't worry about the transfer, worry about the two designs. So like focus on just where your design is, fold it, line up those two edges like so. And then once you have, just at the top right here, pinch down, and then at the bottom down here, pinch down. All right, so now we have 2 indentions, and I always put my shirt about 3 inches down from the top, and look at that. We can line up all our lines, so our indention at the top, our indention in the bottom, already lines up with our line going down, and then you can press this right here. I will say your pressing line comes out after you press again, so no big deal. You can now take your heat press and you're going to be able to press your shirt. And then once you pressed it, you can remove this. And as you can see, it's that easy to confidently line up the center of your shirt with the center of your design every single time. All right, my friends, if you're anything like me, you're always wanting to apply vinyl to some really unique surfaces, maybe an ornament or maybe a tumbler. So let me share with you how I like to have 2 kind of random objects to help keep them in place. Number 1, for our ornament, guess what? It's a piece, a nice little roll of Scotch painter's tape. Something simple, any tape will do, and that way it'll keep it right in place when applying vinyl. Now for our tumblers, you guys will not believe this. This is a 143 squeegee tool. It has this indentation right here, which is perfect for us because we'll be able to sit a tumbler right there in the center, and it keeps it pretty sturdy when needing to apply vinyl. Is that not an awesome hack? You guys are going to love that one. Now, since we have the tumbler, we're actually going to use this one for the next hack as well. So our next hack, we are talking about any glass or any porous surface that needs or may have residue you may need to clean off. So since our tumbler is part of our next hack, we're going to use this too. So any non-porous surface like glass, tumblers, anything like that can have a buildup of residue that you need to clean off. And you'll get a better vinyl application when you clean it off with rubbing alcohol. So at the Dollar Tree, you can get these pump bottles. They're very popular. You can open and close it. So I just open mine, and then you pump. You'll get the perfect amount of rubbing alcohol, and you'll be able to clean this off. Now, I want to challenge you guys, if you've never done this hack, to do it onto a surface and then try to apply vinyl to it. You'll see the vinyls go apply so much better than before. It really does help, and you'll get a longer lasting vinyl every single time. All right, for hack number 5 and 6, I have something super fun for you. So I have vinyl that's already cut out and it already has transfer tape on it. But this is the tip that people forget about. It's burnishing. So we need to burnish it, right? So we're right now burnishing the vinyl onto the backer. And then I like to peel it up, and then I like to burnish the back to make sure that it is going to come off really well. So the first time you're burnishing is to make sure the vinyl is attached to the transfer tape, and the second time you're burnishing is to make sure, again, that vinyl is on that transfer tape, not the backing any longer. So then you take your edge and you're going to peel it up. Ta-da! Amazing results. Now, for hack number 6, we want to talk about applying vinyl to round surfaces. Here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to go in and just lay it flat because it can create air bubbles and it can actually hurt your design. What we recommend doing for round surfaces is we like to create some slits. So you can trim this down or just create more slits, whichever you prefer, all the way around your design, just like so. And then what you're going to be able to do is apply it. And what you'll notice is you're kind of giving it grace to go and lay flat like it should. So then you can come in here and just lay this down just like so. And then I take my finger and just apply it down. And if you need to peel some of it up to make sure it goes down well, you could easily do that. And look at this. Such a great result. And then one thing that the slits help you do is when you need to remove the transfer tape. So it kind of goes down in different sections, which is totally fun. You can just start peeling up this right here. For ornaments, I also love using masking paper transfer tape. You'll find it's really great to use masking paper transfer tape for projects like this as well. So I think you'll be really impressed with either transfer tape you go with. The clear is just sometimes kind of hard to see even on your ornament. And as you can see, my friends, you have your vinyl now on your ornament. All right, my friends, for hack number 7, I want to encourage you guys to use non-brand Cricut products. For example, we absolutely love our products from StarCraft. That is from 143 Vinyl. That's where we get our StarCraft material. So good. You could also look at using some Caesar Easy Weed, such a great heat transfer vinyl product for you guys to try out. And we've even been using some other products like Tech Wrap Vinyl, which is right here. They have so many fun patterns. And a lot of times, not only is better products out there on the market than just Cricut brand products, you're going to save some money. We're going to keep some money in your pocket when it comes to using non-brand Cricut items. I think you'll be really impressed with how it is going to be. I know for me, when I was able to find out that there was other products other than Cricut brand out there that was cheaper and possibly better quality, really changed my world. So as you watch the Makers Gonna Learn channel, you're going to find out that we don't use a ton of Cricut brand material when it comes to vinyl and heat transfer vinyl. We love some of their faux leathers, we love some of their other material, but when it comes to vinyl and heat transfer vinyl, there's other ones that we prefer at much better prices. So that is going to help not only elevate you into a pro crafter, but it's actually going to keep some money in your pocket, which I think you'll appreciate. All right, my friends, when it comes to specialty material, or really sometimes just about any material, and your mat's just not that sticky, right? Like this one's got a little love on it, but you know, it's still got quite a bit of use out of it. I want to encourage you to do this hack right here. First of all, you're going to apply your vinyl on here, and of course you're going to try to make sure it stays. But if you still feel like it's just not going to stay down well enough, I want to encourage you to use a brayer. This is a Cricut brayer. We love this here. We love any brayer. And this just helps make sure to activate the adhesive and make sure to apply this down really, really well. And let's say we're using a specialty material or chipboard or something like that, and it's just, there's no way it's going to stay down. We encourage you to grab some masking tape and just simply tape around the edges here to make sure it's going to stay in place. That will not hurt your blade or anything like that. It's actually normal to have some masking tape for those thicker materials like chipboard on the edge here, and we've never ran into any issues when running it through the Cricut machine. All right, my friends, while we're still on the topic of our mat stickiness, and I have this mat that just, it looks good, but it's not as sticky as I would like it, right? It's been loved on. I want to encourage you guys to not throw away your mats right after they lose a little stick, but I encourage you to grab a baby wipe. This is a really easy hack that will change your game and again, keep some money in your pocket. So you're going to grab a baby wipe, and within circular motion, we're actually going to clean our Cricut mat with a baby wipe. You're going to apply a medium to mild pressure, and you're going to start seeing that a lot of this residue is going to actually come up. So you can see it starting to come up, and I just do circular motion, just like so, all over the mat. And it might take 2 to 3 baby wipes to really revive a mat. And when you do this technique, you'll notice the mat is a little mild sticky. Like the sticky has actually went away worse. It's because the baby wipe is actually wet. So when you have a wet or a damp baby wipe or paper towel or anything like that, it's actually going to not be sticky at all. But as it dries, the stickiness comes back tenfold because you're removing any and all of that residue from the mat, which is really, really handy. So again, circular motions all over the Cricut mat. This works fantastic for any fabric-y material you've used on a mat. I highly recommend this for fabric grip mats and things like that. Super, super handy. And again, you will use, 3 or 4 baby wipes, depending on how wet they are. This pack is not that wet at all, so I'm using probably about 4. But it's definitely getting all the residue off. And I've tested 2 to 3 or 4 really different mat hacks to clean. And the baby wipe is my favorite one because you don't leave your craft room. You're able to stay in your craft space. Everyone can grab a pack of baby wipes. They sell them at the Dollar Tree. You'll pick them up and just clean the residue off. And there you have it, my friend. After you have cleaned your mat, you'll be able to dispose of your wipes, and then you're just going to let this sit out and air dry for about 5 to 10 minutes. All right, my friends, we have jumped over to Cricut Design Space for hack number 10. This is one we recently developed, and I think you're going to be high-key impressed with it. So if you've never heard of it, when I tell you, drop me a comment down below because you will want to have this one. So for example, let's say you've welded 2 different fonts together. You've saved the project, a month later, you come back to it and you're like, oh my gosh, I need these fonts again, but I have no idea what the name is. Have no fear, I have a hack for you. Select the layer. You're going to see once it's selected, it's highlighted dark gray in the layers panel. You're going to want to come over to just the text, and you're going to want to left click. So you just click and then come down here to image info. You're going to see under image info, you can see faintly the 2 selected fonts. And it even tells you that you did a weld result of an offset. So it gives you a little intel on how you got the design you have today, which for this project, the Ruby Claire, you were able to see we used Amber Light and a chiffon font. So both of those together created this project right here. And again, even further down, it tells you it was a weld result of an offset, which I find really handy and very helpful for Cricketers like me that always forget, hey, what font did I use? I already welded it. I have no idea. All right, my friends, for the next hack, we're still in Cricut Design Space for hack number 11. And this one is a really sneaky way to take an image outside of Design Space. As you guys know, unfortunately, we cannot export any design to a JPEG, PNG, SVG from Cricut Design Space. So this hack is the best thing that we could do if you've designed something in Design Space but need to get it into another program. So what we're going to do is actually remove the grid from the background. If you guys did not know, you don't have to craft with this grid here. I find it very overwhelming and just unnecessary. So what you can do is come up here to the 3 lines, press that, you'll find your profile, home, canvas, and a bunch of different buttons. I want you to scroll down to settings. Once you found it, select settings, and you're going to see the Design Space settings area. From general, I want you to work your way over to canvas. Select it, and you can see under canvas grid, we're going to select no grid. Beautiful. Press done, and voila. Now you're going to be able to take something like our design that we were just playing with, and you can now screenshot this, and then from the screenshot be able to import it in other programs and things like that. If you're using a Mac, you can press Command-Shift-4, and your cursor now turns into a photo. So you can now press down when you're ready to start your screenshot, and you can see how much you're selecting, just like so. And when you release the cursor, ta-da! You now have an amazing screenshot, and this is the best way to take something you've designed in Cricut and pull it outside of Cricut. If you're using a Windows device, you will be able to use the snipping tool, which is very similar to a screenshot here on a Mac. For hack number 12, this is for Cricketers that need to kind of like press the gas on their projects, meaning you have a lot going on at one time. Have you ever had that? Have you ever worked on multiple projects at one time? I'm guilty of it, and I know a lot of you at home are too. So let me share with you how you can set up multiple Cricut Design Space windows because previously you could not do that. So if you want to open another Cricut Design Space window, simply come up to File, and there's going to be a button that says New Window. So all you need to do is press New Window, and boom, now you have a second Cricut Design Space right here. So you can switch between the two really easily. And you could set up new projects and things like that and go back and forth with it. Now, if you have two Cricut machines, you could also cut from two different machines at the same time and things just like that. All right, my friends, so before we jump back over to Design Space, we actually need to measure a blank. Have you ever needed to measure a blank and put it in Design Space to design your project exactly to the size of your blank? In today's tip or hack number 13, we're going to share with you how to do just that. We are going to take this right here and we're going to measure it. And you can see this is 11.75 inches round. So now we can head over to Design Space and I'll share with you how to set that up as a guide for your design. So once you're back over in Cricut Design Space, you're going to click on Shapes and you're going to grab a circle. So traditionally, when I've taught this, you are using just a regular cut image. Today, they'll actually allow you to set it up as a guide. But before we do that, we need to type in our size. So I come up here to the width, and I'm going to remove the 2, and I'm going to type in 11.75. And voila. Now, this is a cut, image. So meaning Cricut would think we actually wanted to cut this circle. But you know that we actually want it to be a guide. So come up here to Operation and look. They have been listening to us because they know we've been measuring our blanks and putting in shapes for years. So now they've allowed us to use a guide. So click Guide and voila. It's a red outline that is never going to cut. There's nothing on here to make. So look, the Make It button goes away. Now you have a perfect guide to bring your product from the craft table into Design Space. All right, my friends, in hack number 14, what we're going to do is we're going to take this image that is only using 4 colors, and we're going to teach you how to use Color Sync and bring it down to 2 colors. So what you'll want to do is come over here to Color Sync. It's right under the Make It button. Select it, and now what you're going to do is just drag one of the colors down to another, and then I'm going to bring this yellow down to the orange, and voila. Now we're going to be able to make this project instead of using 3 or 4 different colors of vinyl, we're only using 2 colors of vinyl. How awesome does that look? And it simplifies it down for a lot of you that may not have 4 different colors of vinyl. I think you'll find Color Sync very handy when working with Makers Gonna Learn cut files. So if you need access to thousands of cut files, hundreds of fonts, and the ultimate place to master that Cricut machine of yours, definitely check out our membership down below where you can become a member for as low as $19.99 a month. All right, my friends, for hack number 15, I want to show you a little secret that can help save you time and energy when cutting. Let's say you want to cut 2 different colors of vinyl on one mat, and you can totally do that, but it takes a little bit more know-how for you. So instead of cutting 2 mats, we're going to do 1. So let me share with you how to bring your blue image to the yellow mat above. So the blue layer right here has 3 dots. We're going to select those, and we're going to select Move Object. So we're going to move it to this mat right here, and then we're going to press Confirm. Now we have one mat, and we can drag this down right here. We're going to grab it and drag it down to the bottom. So now we know that the yellow mat is going to need to be about 5 by 7 inches right here. So about 5 by 7 from the top left-hand corner. And then our blue mat needs to be roughly 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as well. So, 4 by 7 for our blue layer down here. And then we have this layer up top. So now we're cutting both of those vinyl pieces. We're going to lay them right where they need to be on the mat. And you can use this as a visual guide, and then you'll be able to run it through one time for both colors of vinyl. It takes a little more know-how and follow through, but again, you'll save time every single time once you get this hack down pat. All right, friends, for hack number 16, this is a good one. As you know, at Makers Gonna Learn, we give you a variety of printable cut files, cuttable cut files, so many different things. I want to teach you how you can turn anything into a sticker. So this file right here is meant to cut. So what we're going to do is select both of these layers, and we're going to simply press flatten. What flatten does is it turns your images, your cut images, into a printable image. So maybe you don't have these colors in vinyl. No worries, press flatten, you'll print out these images, and then it'll cut out as a sticker. Now, if you want it to look truly like a sticker, as a little bonus, here's what I would recommend. Since it's flattened now, just do a quick offset, and you're going to be able to quickly see. You can just play around with the offset, just like so, and press apply. So then you have an awesome offset where you have now an amazing sticker. So that will be a really, really easy way to do this technique. And then what we're going to do now, since these two are not attached, we're going to select both of them and just press attach. Or actually, since they're printable, you could press flatten. But before you do that, if you didn't want the background to be black, you just wanted a white offset, you would select the black layer, come up here, and you could go to white. And now you could select both of them again and press flatten. Ta-da! So now let me share with you in hack 17 how to get the best print image every time. So for hack number 17, let's go to press make it, and you're going to see it's right here. So let's press continue, and let's click send to printer. Once you're here, you're going to want to turn on system dialog. Turn that on and press print. Notice I'm not even worried about my printer yet, and it says preparing for print. Now, if you're a Cricut beginner, you're going to be like, where's my system dialog? Why is it not popped up? Well, my friends, this is one of those hacks you just have to learn. For some reason, it's just waiting for you back here. It instantly pops up, but it's always backwards. Here is where you're going to want to select your favorite printer. Here's where you can say feed from the rear tray. And this tip is one of my favorites. You're going to go from a normal print quality. We're just going to move her on up to the best quality. And then you can hit print and follow through with your print, then cut design. All right, my friends, for hack number 18, this is an amazing hack that I think a lot of you will benefit from. So looking right here, you can see when you're using fonts and you are drawing, this is what it would traditionally look like. But luckily, Makers Gonna Learn has developed some amazing sketch fonts. These are amazing sketch fonts that you'll be able to do, and I'm honestly obsessed with these. So the hack here is to test out sketch fonts rather than just using any font right here time and time again and getting these weird outlines. We have linked down below a ton of our sketch fonts that you'll be able to use if you're a member at Makers Gonna Learn. And remember, it's super easy to become a member. You get instant access to so many amazing things. So you get that when you become a member. And this totally looks much better than this up here. So that is the hack. Start using sketch fonts in your designing to make sure you get the best high quality look when you're using pens or markers with that Cricut machine of yours. For hack number 19, this is one that I think a lot of you will appreciate. Let's say you have a piece of faux leather. Maybe you have a specialty material like this vinyl right here. You've never cut with it, you're not sure how it's going to do, and you only have a limited supply. Maybe you only have one piece. What the heck do you do to make sure you get the best cut quality possible? My friends, for hack number 19, it's do a test cut. What that means is a simple test cut. I recommend a square, circle, or my personal favorite is a star. The star can be anywhere from 2 to 3 inches wide by 2 to 3 inches wide, and it can be up in the corner. And what you're going to do the test cut, see how well it cuts and how well it weeds. If you can get a star to cut and weed really well, chances are, no matter what image you're doing, no matter what you're cutting, you'll get a great cut every single time without wasting the whole sheet just testing it out for a larger image when you only have one sheet to work with. All right, my friends, for hack number 20, you are going to love this one. This is called the taco method. This is when you're wanting to apply your image really well and you're nervous, right? So I like to, take my design with the vinyl and the transfer tape and create like a little taco, and then I can apply it and kind of see my design really, really well, and then just simply apply it down. So just like so, it helps relieve any air bubbles and things like that from my design every single time. I always do that technique. I think it's just really nice to always remember to do that, and then you can burnish and then peel back. And just like so, the taco method is a flawless technique for you to use in your Cricut journey. All right, my friends, there it was, 20 different hacks to take you from a beginner to a pro really fast. Which one was your favorite? I'm dying to know. Drop me a comment down below. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing Cricut videos and hack videos to master your machine every single day. If you're interested in some of those sketch fonts, thousands of cut files, hundreds of fonts, check out Makers Gonna Learn down below. We are dying to have you join our community to see everything you get access to. And until the next video, I'll see you back here real soon. Bye, guys. Hey everyone, Tanner Bell here, and welcome back to the Makers Gonna Learn YouTube channel. I'm so excited to have you here today because we are sharing 10 different Cricut mat hacks. You are definitely going to find something new in this video, even if you are a seasoned Cricut crafter, because we are sharing some brand new hacks as well as some of our tried and true favorites when it comes to the Cricut mat. Now, if you're new around here, I want to invite you to try our membership for $1 if you have not already. Give it a shot. The link is right down below, and who wouldn't want to join the over thousands of crafters that are already taking full benefits of our entire membership. So check that out down below as well. That's a special gift from me to you. But if you're excited to learn all about all of these amazing Cricut mat hacks, stay tuned. All right, my friends, now hack number 1 is something that I am definitely putting here for all my budget-friendly crafters, and this revolves around the 12 by 24 inch mat. Have you all ever bought one of these? Traditionally, I hear from Cricketers, Tanner, I have a 12 by 24 mat, but I've never needed to use it. Well, today, my friends, I have a really great hack for you, because for a pack of 2 of these 12 by 24 mats, they're $14. Or you could buy 3 on-brand Cricut mats, meaning the Cricut branded mats that are 12 by 12 for $21. So our first hack today is actually simply to cut our mat right here in half. And what this will allow you to do is have 2 beautiful Cricut mats that you're able to use for a significantly cheaper price than buying just individual 12 by 24 mats. Now, this isn't for everyone, but I definitely love having some of these on hand. So let me share with you exactly how I would cut it and how I would use it. So it's actually really self-explanatory. The mats are easy to cut. So we're just gonna take a pair of scissors and we're just going to cut at that 12-inch mark. So just cutting right here in the middle, and you can see it cuts really easily. I'm just going nice and slow, staying on that 12-inch line. And then here's the deal. There you have it. And then look right here. In a pinch, or if you're just wanting to get budget friendly, you have two awesome Cricut mats. The only caveat is with a traditional mat, you could turn it either way and load it into your machine. When it comes to this new hack way, you are only going to be able to load it in via the top or via the bottom of your mat, which is really impressive to, though, still save quite a bit of money and not have to worry about anything else. So just make sure if you're going to do this hack to always load it in this way. Hack number 2 is one that you may have already seen here on the YouTube channel, but if you're new to Cricut, you probably haven't. Have you ever had a dirty Cricut mat? Especially if you work with the fabric grip mat, you know more than any mat, this is the one that gets dirty. So my favorite, absolute favorite way to clean a Cricut mat is actually the easiest way to clean a Cricut mat, and that is with a baby wipe. The reason why, you don't have to go to the kitchen, you don't have to find a sink, you don't have to let it dry. It pretty much dries within the first 5 to 10 minutes, so it's really impressive. So all you need is a baby wipe. And let me share with you how easy it is to clean this Cricut mat. So I like to start in a corner, and then I just like to go in this circular motion. And then as you start going in the circular motion, you'll start seeing all the debris, all the gunk, everything coming off. Now, what I want to let you all know is this isn't actually taking off the adhesive, which is kind of the misconception about being able to clean a Cricut mat. The adhesive is still on the mat, and the reason that your mat is no longer sticky isn't because it lost its stick, it's because there's so much debris keeping it from being able to be sticky again. So the baby wipe is allowing you to come in and quickly just take off that debris and allow your mat to be restuck. So this would actually be great for anyone in a pinch that is wanting to be able to clean their Cricut mats with ease really quickly. You can see mine has quite a bit of debris on it, so I'm going to probably use 2 or 3 baby wipes by the end of this mat cleaning. And you can look right here and see how amazing is it that after the moisture of the baby wipe kind of dries up, you're going to be able to refill your mat and feel how perfectly clean it is, which is really impressive. And I think you are going to love being able to clean your Cricut mats with a baby wipe if you haven't already. I prefer this method over LA's Totally Awesome. I prefer this method over the Dawn dish soap method in the sink, just because of how easy it is, and the best part, you don't leave your craft room. And look at this, my friends. Now we've been able to totally transform this Cricut mat. So all you're going to do is let it set for, again, just a few minutes. And within a few minutes, you're going to feel that tack. On the corner I started on, you can already feel that it's getting sticky again. And as long as you don't apply too much pressure, none of that adhesive is going to be removed. Up next, I have a hack for you that if you're, again, on my budget-friendly crafter side, right? Over the last year, off-brand Cricut mats have become very popular. As you can see here, I have numerous different ones that you are able to purchase, whether it's at your local craft store, on Amazon, or anywhere else on the internet. So this hack right here is actually you can use off-brand Cricut mats. I have an old video I posted last year when they first started getting popular where I actually tested 3 or 4 different brands. So you can check that one out. It's like the ultimate mat comparison. But what I want to let you all know is that there's been even more enter the marketplace. So if you're interested in me doing a full in-depth review of all the mats, be sure to leave me a comment. We have some of them here today that you're able to try out. And what I want to let you know is that they're significantly cheaper than buying a true on-brand Cricut mat. So whichever brand you go with, they have their pros, they have their cons. My disclaimer for this hack: when you are working with another company's mat, this brand here today could work great, but when you reorder a month or 2 from now, you could see their quality shift. Cricut has a reputation of taking great care of their customers, having a great mat, machine, things like that. So you're going to know they're not going to make a quick shift in providing a product that is not top quality. Some of these other brands I've never heard of before. So you take this with a grain of salt when you're picking the mat you want to work with. For example, I will give props to Nikapa, because the Nikapa mats have been a go-to for me and my team for over the past year. Some of these other ones have been working great for us, but they're newer, so I can't really give you a full review on what I think of them yet. But for Nikapa, I've loved working with them, and we've been using them for over a year, because I believe I did the math, and each mat is roughly like $4 to $5 compared to a significantly higher price at Cricut mats. So you can take that and do what you will with it, but if you're looking to save some money, you can definitely use an off-brand mat. This next one, I bet you've never thought about. So when you are going to get ready to cut and you have a Cricut mat that you're wanting to get, again, stretch the life out of this Cricut mat, here's what you need to do. You need to start placing your images around all over the mat, because it's automatically go set it to cut in this top left corner. So let me share with you how easy it is to move it around. So once you're over here in Cricut, you can see I've already pressed make it, and look at this, guys. We're going to hold down our image and we're just going to drag it over. So maybe sometimes cut over in the right corner, maybe sometimes cut down in the bottom left corner. You can pick different places to move it, but all you want to do to get the longest lifespan out of your Cricut mat is continually start using different corners of your Cricut mat, because time and time again, if you're anything like me, this side gets wore out and I'm going to have to get a new mat a lot quicker than if I rotate the mat this way and start using this side, it's still the top left, or just like I showed you, click your image, drag it over, and start using different corners. Now, as much as I love being able to clean my Cricut mat with a baby wipe, what if I told you we could probably solve that whole problem by being able to cover our felt with contact paper before we actually even apply it onto the Cricut mat? Have you heard of this hack and still not tried it? Let me share with you how easy it is. All you're going to do is take your contact paper. I kind of like to go ahead and figure out how much I need first. So all we can do is lay that here, and then we're just going to cut out a piece of this here, just like so. And then we can just cut this right here. Okay, so all you're going to do is be able to lay your felt down flat. We're going to peel up this contact paper right here. So we're going to remove this backing and we're going to apply it onto the back of our felt. So if you have a specific, front of your felt, make sure you're applying it to the back. You just peel this back, and then look right here. We're going to do the taco method. So just like I apply transfer tape onto vinyl, we're going to do the same for our contact paper onto our felt. So we're going to lay that here and then roll it out. And then now if there's any bubbles, you can simply take this each way, just like so. All right, so now that you have been able to apply the contact paper onto the felt, what you'll be able to do is apply your felt contact paper side down. So look right here. We have the contact paper, we're applying it down onto the mat, and as you can tell, what is actually being stuck is the contact paper onto the mat. So traditionally, if we were to have stuck this felt onto the mat just straight on, when I peel this up, there's going to be a ton of debris. There's going to be some little felt pieces that you would definitely have to clean after 2 or 3 pieces of felt. Now you're going to be able to cut something out. We have tested this time and time again, and guess what? The results are the same as if we didn't use the contact paper. But my favorite part is, look right here. When we go ahead to peel this up, when we peel up our felt, there's no debris. There's no cleanup and nothing that is going to keep you from having a clean mat time and time again. So definitely, if you're thinking about a new hack to try, I recommend this one for felt or any material like that. If you're ever struggling with your Cricut mat after you've loaded it into the Cricut and you notice that the mat kind of warps down, with select material that is going to happen. So I have a hack for you to avoid it. Now, one material that I like to do this with is glitter heat transfer vinyl, because I notice that, it's a thicker material, and when it's not perfectly flat, it starts to warp or anything like that and not get the best cuts. So let me share with you how you're gonna be able to do this. So I'm just gonna apply this on real quick, and then I wanna share with you, I have two different ideas that you can do for this hack. One, I know you already have in your craft room, so I wanna talk about it first. And then the second one is a little bit better, but you may not have it. So everyone has one of these thick vinyl roll holders. So when you are done with a roll, or if the roll is not even done and you want to test this, you can do that. That's what I did. So you are going to be able to load this into the machine. Just load it in and see, it's warped down, not good. If you take this and place it right here, and you can see it's going to keep it right there, and it moves with it. It stays there, which is great. And then it rolls back out. So it's going to, kind of keep its place, which is incredible while you're doing that cut with any material, and it's staying flat, which is perfect. Now, let me share with you another idea. So let me unload the mat, and you can move this. Now, actually take a paint stir stick. Now, this is a pretty large paint stir stick. I love this one. We use this for 5-gallon buckets of paint, so we have quite a few in the office, but I have a really easy workaround if you want to use a 12 by 24 mat. This is what I would recommend, because this is not going to cut it with a 12 by 24 mat. So this is actually really easy. You want to open up your little tray right here, place this in right in the middle, and then you can still kind of snap like one of these down, and then boom. You can again load in your mat, and it's going to protect and keep everything perfectly squared away, just like so. So whichever one you want to do, this is going to keep your mat perfectly flat and not warped down and potentially ruin any material during the cutting process. All right, my friends, this mat hack you are going to absolutely love, because maybe you need a 12 by 24 mat, you don't want to buy one, or you're out of them. Here's a hack for you that actually works. So you're going to take 2 Cricut mats. As you can tell, they're not even the same, formulas, and that's totally fine. So they can actually just still be meshed together. So we're going to create our own 12 by 24 inch mat, because if we have a bunch of vinyl on here, having that 1 inch where there's no adhesion is going to be totally fine, especially with that 12 by 24 inch mat. So all you want to do is line it up here. You're creating your own mat, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add some painter's tape. Painter's tape right here is the secret sauce. So we're just going to peel it. We're going to make sure there's about 2 or 3 extra inches of overhang on each side. And we're just going to adhere this down. And then what we're going to do is lift up just like so. And voila. You now have a DIY 12 by 24 inch Cricut mat made in under, 20, 30 seconds? It is that easy. So in case that you need to do that, or maybe you don't traditionally cut something this large, but you have an order and you need to get it done tonight or anything like that, you all know we've been in craft pinches like that. Now you have another really great craft hack to keep in your back pocket. If you're anything like me, you definitely need this Cricut mat hack. How many times have you accidentally threw away the protective sheet that comes with the Cricut mat? Imagine this disappears. What are you going to do? Here are 2 ideas that I think you're going to really enjoy. Number 1, you can actually buy a Mylar protective sheet at the craft store that will act as a protective sheet for your craft mat. But if you're saying, Tanner, I don't want to have to buy something, here's what I would do. I would go and just have on hand a Dollar Tree shower curtain, and believe it or not, you can cut those clear shower curtains up for only $1 and have many, many different protective sheets for your mat. So whichever way you want to go about it, you're going to have that for when you don't want to let your Cricut mat get dusty. Now that you know you can buy off-brand Cricut mats, guess what? Now you need a way to store them. What I recommend is just going and picking up some command hooks, and my favorite place to put the command hooks is actually inside cabinets to be able to store the mats. Now, if you have a craft room, feel free to use it as a decorative piece that is also functional, where you're able to put your command hook up, hang your mats on it, and now you'll be able to keep them nice and organized without them all over your craft room. If you noticed, I was struggling earlier being able to put my glitter HTV onto my Cricut mat and line it up straight. I have a Cricut hack for you. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to be able to put your mat underneath the Cricut. So once you position it underneath the Cricut, you can see only a little bit is exposed. And now what you're going to be able to do is line it up just like so. Position this down. And then as you pull, be able to apply your vinyl or HTV down onto your mat. And look at that. I've never been able to apply glitter HTV, especially with so much ease, than using this Cricut hack. My friends, I hope my promise stayed true, and if you are even a seasoned Cricut crafter, that you found a new Cricut hack that you're going to be able to start incorporating in your crafting today. If I was right, be sure to leave me a comment, as I want to hear from you. Which of these Cricut hacks was your favorite? Which one do you plan on using this week? And if you've given these a shot, let me know how they turned out in the comments down below. Now, my friends, if you love seeing me try new Cricut hacks, share with you my favorite Cricut hacks, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the Makers Gonna Learn YouTube channel, as we post brand new Cricut videos every single week. And again, if you haven't been able to try out our membership, we have a 7-day dollar trial. When you become a member of Makers Gonna Learn, you get a lot more than just cut files. You're gonna get inspiration, education, and motivation to master that Cricut machine of yours. If you love our free videos here on the channel, you're gonna absolutely love our member experience. So definitely check that out, link down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be back real soon with more Cricut hacks, and until then, I'll see you later. Bye guys. Hey everyone, Tanner Bell here, and welcome back to the Makers Gonna Learn YouTube channel. I am so excited for today's hack video because I am teaching you some amazing hacks regarding vinyl and heat transfer vinyl. We are going to cover both of those today in today's amazing hack video. If you love doing vinyl projects, heat transfer vinyl projects, I have some great new hacks to share with you to make your crafting even easier. And I even have some ways to maybe help fix a project if you've made a craft mistake in the past, which I don't know about you, but I have, so I think this one will be a great one. If you're excited for today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you have any guess of what hacks we are going to do in the comments right now. And if you're not already a member to our amazing membership, Makers Gonna Learn, I have an exclusive opportunity for you in the description down below. So check that out, and I cannot wait to see you inside our membership. But if you're excited, let's jump into it. Hack number one is first seen on our TikTok, and this one right here I love, 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 because it is actually using a Dollar Tree mechanical pencil, and we are actually just taking the lid off of it, removing the lead, and we are placing a needle in here to create our very own pin tool. Y'all, it is just as easy as it sounds. So you drop the needle inside here and then start clicking, and you see the needle popping out, and we're gonna put our eraser back on. And now you're able to have a DIY weeding tool really easily. Is that not awesome? You don't have to buy a weeding tool, and you can make this for only $2, which is super, super incredible. Now that you have your very own pin tool, now I want to share with you how to use reverse weeding to your advantage. Anytime I recommend reverse weeding, it's actually for projects that are very complex, but for today's example, I've kind of made it a little bit larger just so that we could see it better on camera. So notice it looks like we have nothing to weed, and it's just a piece of vinyl. So reverse weeding is actually weeding after you've transferred it to the transfer tape, rather than weeding on the mat or weeding the vinyl before the transfer tape. So we're doing it reverse, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to flip it over, and you can burnish the back. You can do anything like that. I'm gonna grab something to burnish the back right here. And as you burnish the back right here, you're going to see it is going to start sticking to your transfer tape. And as you can see, when you start peeling it back, you'll notice that it is sticking to the transfer tape. Now, if for some reason your vinyl is wanting to come up, just apply some pressure and, you know, try different angles. So I like to press it back down and then just continue to peel it up, just like so. And just press it down. You could, again, this could be a great indicator we need to burnish some more, so feel free to do that. And then look right here. Now I have one more piece, so we're gonna grab that DIY pin tool, and we're gonna be able to just peel up this last piece. This could happen, but if it does, no worries. So now you have your entire design exposed right here. So all of this is sticky. The first thing I like to do is just to go ahead and weed the main transfer piece right here. So I just like to peel this off. I've seen people do this really quickly before and just kind of rip it off like a Band-Aid, and it works, but for me, I get super nervous and I don't want to have anything, you know, break and whatnot. So just be careful when you do this. All right, so now we're just being able to remove this, and as you can see with any intricate piece, you know, you're able to weed it. And the beauty of this, let me show you again, is it's already stuck down. So you're not worried that your vinyl is going to come up because it makes it super easy to keep it stuck down on the transfer tape. So again, guys, for any intricate item that you are like, Tanner, I don't think I'll ever be able to weed it, I highly recommend this reverse weeding technique because you're gonna be able to weed it while it's still on the transfer tape, and you're getting a whole new look because now your vinyl is actually already on its transfer tape and you're just removing the excess pieces rather than having to do it when they're not secured down on your mat and your vinyl backing. Your next craft hack is actually using a lint roller as transfer tape, again, if you're in a pinch. So you can take your lint roller, just like a traditional piece off the lint roller, you can take it right here, and you're gonna be able to apply it onto your already weeded vinyl. You definitely have to have a burnishing tool. This is super necessary. You're going to press it down, and then flip it around back, and peel up. And you won't believe it actually works as transfer tape if you're in a pinch. And I think this is so crazy because I think we all have a lint roller laying around that could help us make an amazing DIY Cricut project. And why even have to have transfer tape laying around when you've got your lint roller? So definitely give this hack a try. When I first saw it, I didn't think it would actually work. I didn't think it could be sticky enough, but believe it or not, it works and works really well. So I think you'll be impressed with it. This next vinyl hack is actually using parchment paper to help you position your design perfectly in the middle. And these cut files and fonts that you're seeing today are actually featured from Maker's Gonna Learn, where you have access to thousands and thousands of different die cut designs that you can have access to, fonts, and so much more. So as you can see, we've already cut this out and applied transfer tape. So I'm just burnishing and removing the backer, because we're actually going to add parchment paper, and I'm going to share with you how amazing it is to help us position it down, which I think you're going to be super impressed with. And this is something you'll definitely want to pull out of the kitchen to have in your back pocket in the craft room. So once you have your piece of parchment paper, we're just going to apply it down onto the vinyl. Just like this, and you're gonna be able to peel it up. And I'm just gonna cut out the excess because I feel like it's easier when there's not a ton of excess. You know, we don't wanna have to worry about anything more than we need to. So I'm just gonna cut this out. And I'm gonna share with you my #1 hack for using parchment paper. So now that we have the parchment paper applied to the backing, I can lay it down onto my project and actually see it before I actually adhere it down. So once you're able to, you know, position this down, it's super impressive because you are going to be able to go ahead and, you can start peeling it back. You could do like 50%. You could, peel this back like halfway. So look at this. So, once you have it, feel free to peel it back like 50%, and you could line up the side that still have the parchment and make sure that's going to be good to go down. And then again, make sure your other side's good. And when you apply this and you commit like so, you can stick the side with the transfer tape down first and just let that lay flat. And this is beautiful. This allows me, I don't know about you all, this makes me feel a lot more confident in my ability. So for example, I first place it with the parchment paper down so I can see and make sure everything will fit perfect. Then I like to peel it back about 50% because I can position one side. I don't know about you, but for me, it's so hard for me to position all of it at one time, right? Because some things go move. But when you're able to position half of it, then you can simply peel this back slowly but surely and start applying the rest of it. And now you're going to be able to smooth this out just like so. And as you can see here, it's all laying flat. You can use your burnishing tool if there's any imperfections you need to work out. And then you're going to be able to apply all of this by burnishing. And when you're done burnishing and applying your vinyl transfer tape, you can simply just start removing your transfer tape. And there you have it, my friend. You have your monogrammed plate, and it is all good to go. And don't you love that parchment paper hack? It is so handy to have, especially when you're placing vinyl in hard to position objects like this one. Have you ever unloaded your mat and to start to weed your project just to find out that your Cricut actually didn't cut the material all the way through? If so, I have a hack for you that you absolutely need to try today. So after you've cut through your vinyl, before you unload it, all you want to do is find a corner and try to see if it's cut through. So for example, you could just like peel it through, and this one has cut through. So chances are my entire design is great. But if for some reason you're like, ooh, the vinyl didn't cut all the way through, since we haven't unloaded the Cricut from our mat, guess what? You can simply go ahead and press the play button again, and it's going to go through and cut perfectly in the same spot with more pressure. It's going to give another pass to make sure you have a high quality cut. Because remember, my friends, the secret to getting really easy weeding is actually having really firm pressure and making sure the vinyl cuts through all the way. That is my #1 tip for making sure you can weed easily, is making sure it cut all the way through. And we want to make sure we have as few craft fails as possible. All right, my friends, we're over at our heat press today, and this is something I want to share with you that I again saw over on TikTok, that you can actually weed HTV faster if you go ahead and heat up your mat first. So this is just giving some heat to our mat. And after you let this, warm up for a few seconds, we're at like a 365 temperature. I'm just gonna let it heat up that mat. And what you're gonna be able to do is a few things. You're gonna be able to, obviously have your HTV ready to weed. And then when you lift up, you're gonna be able to see that your mat is pretty warm. So you can place your heat transfer vinyl here, and you're going to notice that it becomes so much easier to weed. I mean, the HTV makes it so much easier. Now, some of you are saying, Tanner, I don't want you to get hit by the plate. Feel free to grab the mat down and place it, somewhere like this, so that you're not going to worry about, hurting yourself or getting heat everywhere. But let me tell you, my friends, I have never seen HTV so easy to weed than this right here. I mean, this is mind-blowing for the results. So just check this out. Your design is going to be able to weed so easily. Boom. I mean, look at this. I like to party, but by party, I mean craft. So that is so fun. You can see this is so easy to weed. And by the time you weed it all out, the heat mat is just warmed up enough. You're going to be able to apply it down and have a really fast craft. So as you can see, it is going to be so much easier to weed some of your harder HTV projects by, again, heating up your mat. You could do the same thing if you have a Cricut mat. You could do the same thing if you have the heat press. Whichever way you want, you're going to be able to have this quick hack to be able to weed all your HTV really easily. All right, my friends, have you ever had pieces of scrap HTV and never know what to do with it? What if I told you you could actually turn this into something super, super fun? So this is like a little confetti pouch that you're going to be able to make all while using pieces of scrap HTV. Now, you may think, Tanner, what do I do? Just cut up your HTV? Not so fast. What you want to do is grab your weeding tool and you want to peel back so you don't have the plastic layer. So peel this back just like so. I only reveal as much HTV as you actually think you would cut up into the confetti pieces. So what you'll do is just apply some. You could actually cut off the backer. I find it so much easier if you just cut off this backer real quick. And now what you'll be able to do is create a little pile just like so, cutting up little pieces of the confetti. So you're just gonna make your own little confetti right here. Super, super easy. And now you know that it's just HTV all cut up, and you can cut it as little or as large as you want. I recommend having, a good group of both. And what I really recommend is just having a few colors. So having some of this confetti, is really good to have on hand to do different things. I think it would be really fun to cut up a bunch of this and have a few different colors and then put it on the bag. And then after that's heated down, what you would be able to do is you would be able to add some different text with black HTV, which would be super, super fun. So you can see we're just cutting this up here and it's pretty simple. So after you've made a bunch of confetti, all you're going to do is grab it just like so, and it feels so interesting. You would grab it and just sprinkle some here, and then I like to, after I've sprinkled it, just kind of take my finger and start, spreading it out just like so. Not hard at all to do. If you want more towards the bottom, you can put more down there. I like to have a thicker coat towards the bottom and then let it kind of sprinkle out. So as you can see on here too, it's a nice mix of designs. So once you have positioned your confetti the way you want it, you would head back over to the heat press. This is definitely where a Teflon sheet would come in super handy because there is no protective sheet for your HTV. So yes, the confetti is awesome, but you want to use some type of protectant sheet to protect your heat plate. So the Teflon sheet comes in handy. And then, after you have heat set that, it is going to be good to go. You could add another layer or anything like that. We actually finished it. I can move these pieces real quick and show you what it'll look like at the end. So it just becomes adhered down and it's super, super easy and looks really, really good to have a fun HTV confetti look. Y'all, this is the hack to have if you've been eyeing those mandala designs that are all connected on the Makers Gonna Learn website, but you're like, Tanner, I don't wanna have to weed that out. I have a hack for you and I think you're gonna really enjoy it. It is simply cutting your heat transfer vinyl out on a cardstock setting. So what is going to happen? It is actually cutting through your entire heat transfer vinyl, meaning it is cut through the backing, everything, okay? So we can remove that. You can see here on the mat, all of this design is cut out. So you can quickly peel it up just like so, and no weeding is required. Y'all, look at this. All you have to do, make sure that your pieces come out, and the results may vary for that part. Like sometimes they all stay on the mat, sometimes they don't. It definitely depends. So you just grab through, make sure all of these are out. And let me tell you, making sure these pieces are out is a heck of a lot easier, quicker, and better than having to weed all of these pieces and end up having a huge craft fail. How many times have you tried to weed an intricate project like this and then end up messing up the design? I don't know about you, but it's happened to me a lot. So look at this. We're just making sure all these pieces are out. And then here's the beauty of it. It still has its protective sheet. So you could just go ahead and lay this straight onto a design, this design onto a shirt or something, and heat it down just like normal. What's going to happen is after it's heat set, you're going to be able to peel up that plastic protective sheet and you're good to go. It is that easy, just using a cardstock setting on an amazing mandala just like this one. This next heat transfer vinyl hack is very similar to our last one, so I really want you to get close and pay attention. So look right here. We cut another piece of a design out using that amazing setting, which is the cardstock setting, cutting through all of the HTV. So you can now apply this down onto your design, just like so. There's another piece that I don't want to lose, so I can position this down and have this ready to go. I'm manually positioning this down, which is kind of, not the fun part of having this cardstock setting, is you have to manually place, but it's super quick. So once you've placed your cardstock piece, you can see this is the other part of the design that you come in here and place down. And just like so, now you're able to heat set this right here in one press. And again, since we used the cardstock setting, notice that the protective sheet is still on our burnt orange design right here. So again, your heat transfer vinyl is protected really easily. You could use anything right here like a mini easy press, and you can see how easy it is to heat set that. So we're just going to heat set this right here. Super easy, few seconds around your design. The mini easy press is the only heat press that is designed to be able to actually move around on a surface. So we're just applying this down really easily here. And if you've never used iron-on wood, I highly, highly recommend it. And then when you peel it up, look at how amazing. Oh my goodness, it was so quick, so easy. And honestly, this is so functional. I highly recommend you guys to try this at home. And now I'm just getting this last little piece, making sure the transfer paper comes up, and look at that. Peeled up like a charm. But notice I was able to get 2 different colors of heat transfer vinyl down onto a piece of wood really, really easily. Now, if you're anything like me, there have been times that you have tried your best to make sure your project is perfect when you apply it onto your t-shirt, but for whatever reason, you actually need to peel up the heat transfer vinyl from a fabric. Let me share with you my really easy way to do this without any additional product. We are just using heat from our mini easy press. So I'm going to place my mini easy press inside of the t-shirt, and then look right here. We're going to hold this just on whatever piece we need. And I'm on like a level 2 to a level 3 setting, and it is swiveling up. And as it does that, look right here. You're going to be able to, without damaging the fabric, quickly peel up your HTV, just like that. And again, you could do this for the entire project and not damage your shirt at all. So if you ever misplace something, if you ever have any mistake you need to quickly fix, this one is so good to have in your back pocket, because I used to have to recommend a really one expensive material, but a chemical that was not healthy for you. And now you're able to do the same process with just heat. And notice that, I just kind of keep the shirt wrapped around the heat press. And as it's sat on there for 2-3 seconds at level 3, you're able to then just peel it up. I'm trying to be as gentle as possible with the heat transfer vinyl. And then look at that. Wow. You're able to peel this up time and time again. It is so easy. I think if there's one hack that you try today, definitely have this one in your back pocket for the next time you may make a mistake and you want to redo a HTV, but you don't have another shirt to do it on. My friends, we have been able to share with you so many different amazing craft hacks for using heat transfer vinyl or traditional vinyl with your Cricut crafting. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the Makers Gonna Learn channel for more DIY videos and Cricut hacks. We love sharing with you every single week brand new videos, so definitely stay tuned for more. If you haven't checked out our membership, remember I have a special gift for you in the description down below, so go ahead and claim that. It is yours, and I cannot wait to see you in our member-only community, Makers Gonna Learn. Until the next video, I'll see you later. Bye guys. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Makers Gonna Learn YouTube channel. I'm Tanner Bell, the founder here at makersgonnalearn.com, and in today's video, we are sharing with you beginner hacks that every Cricut owner needs to try. It's the beginning of the new year, and we are so excited because chances are you are putting your Cricut to use, and maybe you just got one. So in today's video, I'm going to go over 7 of my most favorite Cricut hacks that you need to try if you're a beginner. These are things that I use and do on every single Cricut project, and these literally have given me so much success in my crafting. So I want to make sure that you know about these so that you can have the same success too. Now, if you're brand new to our channel, I want you to go ahead, hit that subscribe button right down below, give the video a thumbs up because I know you're going to learn something. And if you're brand new, I want to invite you to try our membership community. You can get 20 cut files or fonts of your choice right now for $1. The link is right down below, so I invite you to join us and give us a shot. It's only $1. You can get 20 files. It's like 5 cents each. Totally worth it, and we're super excited to hang out in today's video. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Chances are you have seen the price of Cricut mats, and obviously they're kind of expensive, so I want to share with you what to do when you are working with a mat or maybe even felt specifically and needing to clean the mat. The secret here is a baby wipe. As you all know, there are many different ways people recommend cleaning your mats, but my favorite way is cleaning with a baby wipe, especially if you are using any type of felt. Maybe you got a Cricut Maker and you've been dying to make felt flowers and things like that. This right here is your favorite way to clean the felt off the mat so that you're extending the lifespan of your Cricut mat. Let me share with you how easy it is. Once you have your baby wipe, all you're going to do with your mat is just start working with it in circles. So as you can see here, it's really easy to just start cleaning off the debris of the mat. Now, it's very important to lightly go in circles to make sure you're not removing any of the adhesive off the mat. And if you can see here where we have all this felt debris, it's coming off really easily. So you just work in circles really slowly across the entire mat, and within a few minutes, you'll see your mat is super clean. And as soon as the moisture of the baby wipe dries, you'll see your mat is even stickier than before. Y'all, it's crazy how amazing that was. Just with your baby wipe, you're able to clean your entire mat. I may have went through 2 baby wipes just because this mat had so much different debris on it, from felt cutting, vinyl, paper, a little bit of everything. It cleans it really well. So now we're gonna let this dry and you'll see that the mat is stickier than ever. Hack number 2, I think I will say I've claimed on the internet. This is something I talk about in almost every single one of our videos here, and it's something every Cricut beginner needs to embrace. I truly believe that once you embrace this, you will have better success with your weeding projects. So what I've done right here is I have my vinyl down on my mat. I just cut it out, and now it's still on the mat. A lot of people try to peel it off really quickly and then try to weed it, but what happens here is they're using their left hand or one of their hands to hold it down and their other to weed. What happens is it's hard to control. The best way to control your project so you can weed it and have better success is to leave it on the mat and weed. So what I like to do is turn it just like so that the sticky part is not bothering me and I'm not touching it to, shorten the lifespan. But now I'm able to weed just like so. So I'm taking my weeding tool, and I always do the outer edge first. But as you can see here, the mat now becomes like your third hand to weed your project. So I'm able to just quickly take this here, and now I'm able to weed it.
but notice that it is staying down super easy, and I'm able to peel this up and just have great success weeding. If you've ever struggled with weeding, you're definitely gonna wanna try out weeding on the mat, because for projects like this where there's a lot of words and things like that, it gives me a lot of success really quickly.
Look at how easy it was to finish weeding this out. I absolutely love weeding on the mat. So I wanna challenge you, stop what you're doing, try out weeding on the mat, and I want you to leave me a comment on this video. If you've tried it, maybe you're going to try it this week, definitely enjoy it. It is one of my best kept secrets to cricketing that now you can try too. If you're brand new to working with your Cricut and you're wanting to cut out amazing paper and cardstock to make paper crafting, cards, 3D projects, anything like that, let me teach you my best kept secret for working with paper. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your cutout design. You're going to leave it on the mat, and what I like to do is remove the outer piece right here, just like so. And then after you've removed your piece of excess, all you need to do is do a technique that I call going with gravity. Now I'll also do this with vinyl and pretty much any material. It comes off better, but I flip the mat upside down and then I'll peel it backwards, being sure to not fully like in half, because that will definitely like snap your mat is what they call it. So I just take my hand, lay it down and peel it back. Now, obviously we did a heart for this technique. It's very simple to peel off a heart, but if you have a more complex design or anything like that where you were trying to peel up off the mat or anything like that, because if I had this heart on the mat trying to peel it up, it could curl. And a lot of you email me and comment on videos like, Tanner, my paper's curling, what do I do? You go with gravity, my friends. Peel up that excess, flip your mat over, and then remove with gravity. It will save you every single time. All right, this next one is one that is for our iOS users, and I'm not sure if Android has this available, but iOS does, and this is called Snap Mat. And I use this when I have scrap pieces of vinyl, cardstock, any material that you wanna make sure that could be a little odd shaped, or just an odd piece. What you're going to do is you're going to put this down on your mat however you would like. So just like so, place this down onto your mat. You do this with any size scrap you have available. And then what we're going to do is we are going to open Cricut Design Space on our phone. And then once we have that open, here is what we're going to do. So we're gonna come over to our phone and we are going to just go over to our projects. And I have this project right here ready to go. So we are going to click customize, and we're just gonna make sure for this project, we are going to just, scale this to where we want it. So this is about 4.7 by 1.5. And then we have this design right here that is going to be roughly 2 by 3. So that looks good to me. Let's click make it. And then we're going to click on a mat. So as you can see here, for this one, we're going to click Snap Mat, and then we're going to click OK. So now it pops up on our screen, and we have to now set up our mat perfect with Cricut. So it's going to give you some guides, and you can always do this from the floor as well. I always have a little bit better success when I do it from the complete ground, but it'll automatically take a picture once it's ready. So I'm gonna sit mine on the ground. So I'm just gonna lay my mat down, and then I position it up right here. And the secret hack here is doing it from the ground. And voila. So now you have your picture, so it knows exactly where it is. We're going to click use, and then now you can see on your design that you have it right here. So we can now position this wherever we want. See how I can move this around? So you can just position it right here with that scrap and then press next. So then you would position your image wherever you want on your scrap, and it's super easy. So you're able to take pictures of any of your unique scrap pieces and put them to use really easily with Snap Mat. I absolutely love this as a secret hack when I have those scraps that I need to use. It always seems to be a late night project that I only have odds and end pieces to use, so I think you'll really enjoy this hack with your iPhone.
This next hack is perfect for anyone wanting to cut thicker material and wanting to make sure it cut through all the way. Let me share with you what you need to do. First of all, you want to put your material on your mat and then select the setting you think will be best. So for me, this is a little bit more than 100-pound cardstock. So my setting here I've went with today is heavy cardstock 100-pound. But since it's a little bit thicker today, I want to share with you my really simple and quick hack to making sure it cut through all the way. So now we're going to load it into our Cricut Maker 3. Just like we always would, really. You do everything exactly the same. And then after it measures your mat and everything, press the play button and it's going to cut out just like normal. All right, so now it's cut out, but here's before we unload the mat, we need to take a look at it. And what I mean by that is we kind of want to examine it and say, you know, does this look cut through? Is all the pieces cut out? You can even peel up the mat right here or the paper a little bit to see if it fully cut through. So ours right here, let me pull it so you guys can see a little bit more. It's cut through, which is good. But say hypothetically it's not, you can lay that back down right here. And all you need to do after you've laid it back down and you can tell like, hey, this is not cut through all the way, all you need to do is press that play button again. Press the button before unloading it, just like I'm about to, and it is actually going to recut this for you. So it's going to make sure you have the fine point blade in, and it's just going to go through the cut one more time, and you'll see that it has such precision when it does. And wow, it's now ready to unload. And then once we unload it, you can see here, it's cut through perfectly as we knew it would. And you'll have great success every single time. I love using this quick hack. I don't think it gets talked about near enough because now you have your awesome cutout, very easily able to make sure it's a solid cut every single time by just taking that quick second to check. Now, if you're saying, Tanner, but wait, I unloaded my mat prior, can I load it back in and just cut it again? My friends, I've personally tried this and you will be not so thrilled with the result because where this could be within a hair off, right, when it recuts, it would be more noticeable if you've unloaded the mat. There's just something about it, as long as the mat's still loaded in, you can get a really exact cut for a second round. But if after you've unloaded the mat, I would personally change my setting, then just cut it out with a fresh piece of cardstock. Again, with this next hack is something that we do every single day here at the Makers Gonna Learn offices. And this is, say we're adding a decal to a blank. So this is a wooden blank. We always go ahead before going into design space, we measure our blank. So this right here, you can tell is a 3-inch circle blank. Now what we know we can do is take this 3-inch circle blank and bring it in to Cricut Design Space. Let me share with you exactly how we do that. So now let's jump over to Design Space and you'll see right here, we always grab a shape and we're going to grab a circle. And once it places it on the mat, I go right here and change the size to 3 inches. So now that we have a 3-inch circle, what you can do here is this is representing your blank that is on your craft table. So what I like to do is change it to the same exact color of my blank, which could be like a light gray or a tan or anything like that. And now look, I can grab a text box, I can pick out a font, anything like that, and I could put, you know, whatever thing I needed to put on here. I could put a name. And what you can see here is when you do that, you can, you know, have a lot more success. So I could change the font out. I could, you know, quickly go through and design now that I'm not worried about my design. So as you can see here, I'm able to size it. I have everything there. So I can just go ahead and size it up and it's perfect. So then I know exactly what size it should be and it's gonna fit perfect when I apply it. Because one of the things we find so difficult is a way for you to visualize your blank in Cricut Design Space. So this is how we do it. And then once we're happy with that, all we do is delete out the background that we just added in and delete it. And then you can continue cutting your project as normal. So that's just a great little hack to bring your blanks into Cricut Design Space really quickly and easily. Last hack today, my friends, is be sure to hang up your mats with a command hook. You can buy these at the dollar store. That's where I get mine, or Walmart, Target, anywhere like that. But the reason why we love to hang these up is because you can see them, you can organize them in all one place. I hang mine up inside a cabinet in my craft room at home, so it saves me space, I can see my mats, and it's not letting any debris get on them or anything like that with the protective sheet. So that's just a great way to organize your mats and have them ready for every single project. Now, my friends, if you enjoyed one of these 7 hacks, I really hope you leave me a comment and let me know which one you're gonna put into practice. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for Cricut videos every single day. We seriously have so many videos to inspire you to use your machine. But again, my friends, if you enjoyed this video and you're like, Tanner, I wanna work with you even more, I wanna encourage you to try out our membership. It's $1, it's a free trial. You can download 20 cut files or fonts of your choice on our website. That breaks down to 5 cents a download. And fonts are really expensive. So you could do 20 fonts or you could do 20 designs. We want to invite you to try out our community. We know you'll love it at Makers Gonna Learn, and you can take advantage of everything once you're a full member. So definitely check that offer out down below, and I'll see you back here in another video on the Makers Gonna Learn YouTube channel. Bye, my friends.